somehow, oh, I have washi tape. That'll work. I need to put my notes where I can see them so I'm not distracted. I printed out notes. This is how important this video series was to me. And I did say series. All right, y'all, here we go. I am going to be focused. Yes, I have a teleprompter. Hey y'all, my name is Allie. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. This has been a much requested video. I say video because I did record it already and it was almost an hour long. So I decided to nix that and break it down into a series. There is just so much information that I can tell you, and there's just a lot of heart that goes into this for me because I really want to help and encourage and give you tools that will help you succeed. It is about my health journey. A lot of people have noticed that I have lost some weight. And yes, I have. I've been working out. I've been lifting weights. I've been nourishing my body with wholesome foods. People have been wondering what I've been doing, and I wanted to share that. I decided to break this into 4, maybe 5-part series. Right now, the first part of this series is going to be my history with weight loss and the #1 thing that you can do to help you on your health journey. The second video, I want to talk about food and mindset around food and my relationship with food and how you can evaluate your relationship with food. The third video, I want to talk about body movement, like how we can move our bodies. And the fourth video is encouragement to not quit. Just don't quit. I want to talk to you and share with you about the couple plateaus that I've had. I'm actually in a plateau right now, and just encourage you to not quit. If you don't quit, you will see the results you want. That's why I wanted to break up these videos, because there's so much to talk about. I want to start with my history with weight loss, kind of how I saw my body and how I've been healed in this area, and my mindset about weight loss versus health gain. Growing up, I was kind of a scrawny little kid, and when I got to my teenage years, I kind of pudged up a little bit. I kind of got a little thicker, was very, very insecure about my body. Of course, a lot of teenagers are so insecure about their bodies. I think at one point I tried to eat celery. I would not consider myself really like anorexic or anything like that, but I tried sometimes to eat very extreme in an extreme way, like just celery for a week to see if I could lose weight, because I was kind of obsessing about my weight. Now, I also had a really interesting relationship with sugar growing up. We grew up, we had everything we needed, really. We didn't eat like kings or anything, but we had food, and it would be repetitive eating, just like I do now. I repetitive eat now, but it would be a lot of times, you know, like chicken thighs or venison from my dad when he'd go hunting, spaghetti, we'd have chicken noodle soup. We had good food growing up, but one thing that my dad would do is he would cook this thing called poor man fudge. And so poor man's fudge is basically fudge that you can create in your home with pretty much anybody has these ingredients: sugar, cocoa powder, milk, salt, peanut butter, some vanilla, and you have poor man fudge. I actually prefer poor man fudge as opposed to like the fancier evaporated milk fudge. He would cook that up. It would be a huge treat for us to have fudge. And so we would eat the fudge, and I just had really good memories about eating fudge with my dad, and like the funny things he would say, like, oh, it's ruined, we have to throw it out or whatever. And so there was this little bit of a nostalgia with the fudge and the sugar, and he would bring home ice cream and things like that. So I grew up kind of, sugar was like very comforting for me. Fast forward, I met my husband. At the time we were engaged, and then he broke off our engagement, and I got really, really sick, like super heartbroken. We actually are starting our podcast here soon. We're filming, I think on the 14th. We're filming in 3 days, our first episodes of our podcast. But anyway, I got really sick and I could not eat. My heart was so torn up that I could not keep anything down. Like I wanted to eat, but I could not keep anything down. So I'd throw up all my food. I wasn't bulimic because I didn't want to not eat, and I lost a ton of weight. I have a photo actually I can show you of, I got down to like 119 pounds, which is extremely little for me. And I want to talk a little bit too eventually about the BMI scale, which is trash. Just throw it in the trash. The BMI says I should be like 145 or something like that for my healthy weight. I look too skinny at 145. I have another photo I can show you when I was 145 and it's like eat a sandwich, girl. So I got down to 119, started being able to heal a little bit and get my heart like to where I wasn't so heartbroken and where I could keep down food. But I used that to my advantage, like being so tiny. I used it to my advantage and I started running to keep this weight off. I gained the weight back. I think I got to like 145 and I was really tiny, size 4. You know, this was right after high school. I was going to Bible school and I was running all the time, and I was just really fit and little. And then I got married to David. We got married finally, and then I quickly got pregnant with my firstborn. I gained a good bit of weight when I got pregnant with my son Ashton, and I had him and everything was great, and I was working on getting, you know, I was breastfeeding and working out a little bit, and I was eating pretty good, and I got about 10 pounds within my pre-pregnancy weight, which my pre-pregnancy weight I believe was 150. So I was like 160 pounds. And notice I'm really focusing on numbers right now in this point in my life. So I wanted to be back down to 150, and I got pregnant with my second son, Parker, really soon after. Ashton was like 4.5 months old, and I got pregnant again. And then I was like, what is happening? I'm done. I was kind of like, at this point, screw it. I worked so hard. There's so much to say about that whole thing, about me being young and not ready to have another baby, but I was gonna have another baby. And I love my Parky boy. I told him just the other day, he is the sweetest, treasured gift that I didn't even know I needed. But at the time, I was super overwhelmed with one baby and pregnant again. So I kind of was like, screw this, and just ate a ton. I just ate and ate and ate whatever I wanted. I gained a ton of weight with that pregnancy. And then I had Parker, and I kind of went into a postpartum depression a little bit. It was not good, and just kind of let myself go, if you will. Fast forward to when the boys were about, I don't know, 4 and 5 years old. I had tried a little bit here and there to lose weight, but I was a photographer in Montana, and I had a client that I took pictures for, and he was interested in becoming a photographer, and his mother owned a weight loss clinic, and it was like a really cool deal where I was like, oh cool, you have a weight loss clinic, and it was like guaranteed you're gonna lose weight. Didn't know at that time like how dangerous and like not good for you that was. But anyway, at the time I traded mentorship with this client for the weight loss clinic service. So I began taking, it's classified in pharmaceutical drugs as an anorexic. I used to work in pharmacy. So this type of drug basically speaks to your brain, and it tells your brain, I'm not hungry. And it's essentially speed. Your heart, it races on it. I can't remember exactly what the drug name was. You have to get an EKG before you take the drug, and to make sure your heart's all healthy so you can take it. And they were giving me B12 shots in the arm once a week, and I was only eating 400 calories a day. Not good. But I lost weight, and I was really excited that I was losing weight. So I ate 400 calories a day. At the time, I was also smoking a lot. I lived off like a pack of cigarettes a day, 3 pieces of turkey bacon, and Diet Cherry Pepsi, which I do still have Diet Cherry Pepsi. You'll see me with one occasionally with my, well, probably all the time on my videos. It's like my little treat. That's all I was like basically living on. It was horrible for me. And I went into starvation mode basically, and I lost a ton of weight. I got down to 143 pounds. Here's a picture of me and David when I was 143 pounds, and I look gaunt. I don't look healthy. I look too skinny. And the BMI says I'm supposed to be 2 pounds over that, which doesn't look much different, y'all. The BMI can go poo-poo. I think the BMI scale's trash. I don't even know why they have it. Everyone's bone density is different, and everyone has a different composition in their body. So I do not like that scale at all. So let me get back to my story. We ended up moving here to Texas in 2010. It was June 2010. 2009 is when I lost all the weight. 2010 we moved to Texas, and poof, gone. I can't get the pill anymore because it has to be like a doctor supervised thing. I don't have the doctor to supervise me anymore, so I lost the pill. I lost my magic pill. I called it my magic pill. I gained all the weight back plus some. Hashtag tacos. I live in San Antonio now. This is like the fattest city in the United States, or one of the fattest cities in the United States. Of course I'm gonna gain all the weight back. Like, so many tacos. So I gained all the weight back. It was about 2014. I was kind of like, you know what? I am so tired of this. I want to find one of those weight loss things again. I'll just pay for it myself. I went on the hunt to find one of those programs, and I found another one. They did use the same magic pill that I had before, but they gave you more calories. So I was eating like 1,000 calories a day. And I gave myself the B12 shots. That was interesting. That was super weird. I liked the energy from the B12 shots. Even if I could get them today, I probably would. But giving them to yourself is very scary the first, well, it was kind of scary every single time because you have to do it in your muscle. Anyway, I digress. 1,000 calories a day, which is a bit better, magic pill and B12 shots. And I did lose weight. And that is when you saw me start this channel. It was around 2015. I got down to like 172 pounds. That was what I was when I started this channel. And I felt really good. I was a little more confident when I kept going with YouTube. I decided not to do that program anymore. It was getting expensive. I couldn't pay for it anymore. Joined Patreon, and then I kind of got super busy. Wasn't great with boundaries or nourishing rhythms for myself. And I kind of let myself go again, and I gained a lot of weight back again. Probably the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I got up to like 236 pounds. I have screenshots of my face. Like, it's just a kind of a night and day difference. I mean, the camera does add weight to you. I just didn't feel good. I remember my feet hurting before I even hit the floor every day, and my body being stiff and everything. Did Patreon, quit Patreon in 2019, moved here to this house and decided that, you know what, I really need to get a grip on my health. And this is when my mindset started changing about health. That it wasn't all about weight, it was about how I felt. I remember being in this house, and we have a little, I call it my camp shower. It's this little tiny shower. We have an older house, which I love, love, love. And I don't mind my small bathroom. My little camp shower is great, less to clean. I remember when I was bending down, I could barely bend down to like squeegee the glass. I was hurting so bad. And I remember thinking, this is awful. Like, I am 30, at the time, what was I, like 36 or 7 or something? This is awful. I can barely move. I'm so stiff. I was eating so much sugar. To give you an idea of how much sugar I was eating, we would go to the store for movies, and we would watch movies almost every night, and I would buy a whole sleeve like of 12 Reese's cups and a box of hot tamales. I would eat both, the whole thing. Reese's, hot tamales, every single night. That's what I thought would comfort me. That's what I thought would fill my cup. And it didn't. It made me sick. It made me sick, and it made me stiff, and it just inflamed my body. And so that's when I was decided, I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. I gotta do something about my health. It wasn't so much about my weight number on the scale, it was about how I felt. So I started making some changes. I started doing some devotionals about food. There was one called The Lord's Table that I really, really love. I did that for a while. Y'all might have remembered that. And then I completed this book. This is the 40-Day Sugar Fast by Wendy Speak. It's actually quite amazing, and it helped me so much to really overcome that unhealthy relationship I had with sugar. What you'll find is when you battle one thing like sugar, then something else will come and try to take its place. And then you have to do it with that, and you just keep growing, you keep growing, you keep growing. I did this book, The Sugar Fast, still wasn't super taking a good inventory of my food. So in 2022, when Top Gun Maverick came out, my husband and I were just so impressed with the movie. We went a lot to the movies, and we were just marveling at this beach scene. And when I say, Lord, help me with my eyeballs, I had to look away from, what's his name, Rooster Miles, that's his name. Like, I had to like, dude, too much, too cut, too shiny. Like, I can't, like Dave's sitting right next to me. I'm like, I can't look at this. We were on the way home in the car. We were just marveling at how amazing Tom Cruise looked. And we're like, he's 60 years old and he looks like that. What in the world are we doing? He said that when he was in the Air Force, it wasn't so much that the things were hard that they were doing, they just did them every day. They were just consistent in them. He also said he missed the camaraderie that he had doing the workouts together. And then I interjected and I was like, why don't we do it together? Why don't we work out? Let's work out. And so we decided to start working out by going on bike rides together. So we went on long bike rides. What happened there was that he wanted to go longer and longer and I didn't want to. So we ended up splitting up and he was doing his thing and I would do my thing. I ended up hiring a coach to help me with my nutrition and I would go to CrossFit twice a week at Bedlam CrossFit. It was so wonderful, such a wonderful experience. If you're in San Antonio and you need some fire under your butt, go hire Jess. She is amazing. Love her so much. Funds ran dry where I couldn't pay for that anymore, but I still was on this path to feeling better, to feeling stronger. Jess really challenged me about my relationship with food and the shame that I felt when I would mess up with food. And she just helped me so much with the relationship with food. And I'll talk about that more in my food video. So I was feeling stronger. I was nourishing my body a little better. Then I couldn't afford it. And then my mom on this whole time, she was doing Weight Watchers and she has lost, I think something like 65 pounds on Weight Watchers. And she had told me she was so excited about Weight Watchers and she knew I was on this health journey. She's like, Allie, you would do so amazing. You would do so amazing on Weight Watchers. And I just kept, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And finally it was middle of May. I kind of was just curious and I was looking stuff up and I saw that Weight Watchers was having a deal on their program and you could get the premium package or whatever. It's like the premium includes the in-person workshops. You get the app, of course, that's on all the programs, but you get to go to the in-person workshops. There's something else that's extra that I don't even use probably, but it's normally $45 a month, but they were going to charge the lower cost, which was like $25 a month for 10 months. For 10 months, I will give $25 to myself to do this program because I was paying a lot more for the coaching and everything. It's like, I can do $25. 10 months, I'll probably lose all the weight. That's what I thought. And it'll be free because when you get down to your goal weight, then your lifetime. So I joined Weight Watchers. That was June of last year. I joined Weight Watchers. So that's where I am now with, I say now in the scope, that was last year, but I don't want to get into too much more stuff because I think that would be getting into more of my sections of what I want to share. Yeah, that's my history with weight loss and health. I have always had such a bad view about like the numbers on the scale, but I'm in such a better state now where it's how I feel. Of course, I definitely am seeing numbers on the scale go down. I think I'm 188 right now, and my goal is 172. Weight Watchers goes by the BMI, and so they were like, yep, you should be 150. And I'm like, girl, that is too little for me. Here's photos to prove it. And they're like, no, you need a doctor's note. And so I went and got a DEXA scan done that shows that my weight, my healthy, happy, fit weight is 172 pounds. I have very dense bones. I guess that's a German in me or something. 172 is my goal. So I have a little bit to go and I'm kind of in a plateau right now, honestly, but I'm not giving up. But I just wanted to give you a little history. This is just story time. I know this is long. I think I'm gonna split this up and do the second video, which I will try to edit as soon as possible, and talk about the one thing that has been helpful and helped me succeed in this journey, and it will help you succeed in your journey too. But I just wanted to give you a little story time so you know this has been really difficult. This whole journey, this has kind of worked on my emotions a little bit, and so I understand what it feels like to be really overweight and to feel like you can't move, to feel hopeless, to feel despair. I remember those feelings, and I was there when I joined that weight loss program that made me take the pill and the shots and all that stuff. I remember that I was desperate for something, and it was not a healthy way to lose weight. I will say this, the faster the weight comes off, if you stop that, then the faster it's gonna come back on. If you have a slower amount of weight come off over a long period of time, it's more sustainable. So it's actually slow and steady really wins the race here. That's what I have for today. My next video is going to be about the #1 thing that will help you have success on your health journey. So I hope you will join me for that. I love y'all so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye.